a closing scene, a soft release of fingers, and a heart that's left us clean. But our ending was a jagged edge, a slow and tearing sound, like a root being pulled by force from the frozen winter ground. You didn't just walk out the door, you took the floorboards too, leaving me with nothing but a sky that's bruised and blue. It wasn't a rest in peace, it was a war within the chest, a frantic hollow searching for a ghost that wouldn't rest. They say that time is velvet, that it softens every blow, but they've never felt the ice beneath the surface of the gold. There was no mercy in the silence, no kindness in the white, just a violent sudden winter in the middle of July. Goodbye was never gentle, it was a crash, it was a blade, it was the sound of every promise that we ever went and made. It didn't fall like autumn leaves, it felt like heavy stone, breaking every bridge I built to keep from being alone. It was a storm that didn't clear, a debt I can't repay, 1,000 small destructions in the words you didn't say. I'm picking up the splinters, trying to find where I belong, because goodbye was never gentle, it was a scream inside a song. I see the marks you left behind, the dents inside the wall, the way the air still shivers when I walk across the hall. A gentle and will let me sleep, will let me catch my breath, but this is just the living ghost of a slow and messy death. You ripped the pages from the book before the ink was even dry, and left me holding on to half a we and half a by. It's a different kind of wreckage when there's no fire and no smoke, just the sudden sharp realization of the things that finally broke. Don't tell me it was for the best, don't tell me I'll be fine. You can't untie a knot like this without cutting through the line. It was a theft, it was a tremor, it was a turning of a key that locked away the version of the man I used to be. It was a blade, it was the sound of every promise that we ever went and made. It didn't fall like autumn leaves, it felt like heavy stone, breaking every bridge I built to keep from being alone. It was a storm that didn't clear, a debt I can't repay, 1,000 small destructions in the words you didn't say. I'm picking up the splinters, trying to find where I belong, because goodbye was never gentle, it was a scream inside a song. So I'll stop looking for the peace that people say I'm gonna find, and learn to live with all the jagged pieces left behind. It wasn't soft, it wasn't kind, it was a tearing of the soul and a breaking of the mind. Goodbye, it still hurts, it was never gentle. The golden hour filters through the dust motes in the hall, tracing patterns of a life we lived before the sudden fall. It looks so peaceful in the kitchen, like a prayer or a dream, but there's a fracture running through the center of the beam. I'm sitting in the glow of all the things we used to be, while the evening sun is painting shadows over me. It's a beautiful deception, now the light can look so kind when it's only highlighting the mess you left behind. The colors are so warm, but I've never been so cold, trading in the silver for a tattered thread of gold. If I close my eyes, I can almost feel your skin. started letting all the winter in. It's a heartache wrapped in soft light, a tragedy in silk, bitter coffee masquerading as the honey and the milk. How can something feel so heavy when it looks so pale and bright, like a funeral procession in the middle of the light? I'm drowning in the amber of a sun that's sinking low, holding on to ghosts that have no place left to go. It's a beautiful disaster, it's a sweet and stinging bite, just a heartache wrapped in soft light. Your sweater's on the armchair where the sunbeams come to rest. It looks like you just stepped away, a secret in your chest. But I know the fabric's empty and the warmth is just a day, warming up the memories of a man who walked away. I'm framed inside a photograph that's starting now to fade, in the gallery of promises that we shouldn't have made. The world is glowing orange like a fire in the heart, while I'm feeling like the loneliest soul upon the earth. Don't give me a storm, don't give me the rain. The clarity of sunshine only sharpens up the pain. It's harder to be broken when the sky is painted blue, because the beauty of the world just reminds me of you. It's a heartache wrapped in soft light, a tragedy in silk, bitter coffee masquerading as the honey and the milk. How can something feel so heavy when it looks so pale and bright, like a funeral procession in the middle of the light? I'm drowning in the amber of a sun that's sinking low, holding on to ghosts that have no place left to go. It's a beautiful disaster, it's a sweet and stinging bite, just a heartache wrapped in soft light. The sun is slipping down behind the blackness of the trees, and I'm falling with the mercury down upon my knees. The soft light is leaving, taking you along, and I'm just left here humming the ending of our song. Wrapped in the dark, where the heartache stays, long after the light, long after the light. The doctor says my vitals are all steady, strong and clear, but he can't hear the hollow ring of everything in here. I'm going through the motions of a life I used to lead. I buy the milk, I walk the dog, I plant the garden seed. But there's a strange detachment in the way I touch the glass, watching seasons turn to winters, watching colored shadows pass. My chest moves up and down just like it's programmed in a cell, but I'm a ghost inhabiting inside a living shell. I'm a clock that keeps on ticking with no hands to show the time. I'm a poet who's forgotten how to make the verses rhyme. The world is screaming forward, but I'm frozen in the land, waiting for the oxygen to feel like life again. I breathe, but I'm not alive. I'm a fire without the heat, just the rhythmic automation in the shuffling of my feet. The air goes in, the air goes out of mechanical design, but the spirit that you used to know is no longer mine. like their smiles, but I'm looking at them across a sea of endless miles. I taste the salt, I feel the cold, I hear the morning rain, but it's like a distant signal that can't quite reach my brain. You took the why and left the how, you took the light and left the room, and now I'm just a witness to my own slow-moving gloom. I'm inhaling all the moments that I'm supposed to treasure, but they weigh nothing at all. They're a debt I cannot measure. Sometimes I hold my breath just to see if I'll feel the lag, to see if desperation might bring the old me back. But the lungs just do their duty, they don't care about the soul. They don't know they're pumping air into a bottomless hole. But the spirit that you used to know is no longer mine. I'm a photograph of someone who was happy once before. Now I'm just the echo of a closing hallway door. It's a scientific miracle how the heart can survive when I breathe, but I'm not alive. Inhale, exhale, count the seconds till the night. Inhale, exhale, waiting for the end of life. I'm still here, I suppose, but I'm just air and bone and clothes. I'm breathing, but I'm gone. I was on the sound of a long shuddering intake of breath. Was a bird with broken wings, a fractured song of winter where the lonely spirit clings. I spend my nights in silence, stitching up your every tear, giving you my oxygen to help you breathe through every fear. I reached into my center, pulled the light out of my soul, to patch the empty spaces where the shadows took their toll. I poured my peace into your cup until my own ran dry. I taught you how to see the blue back in a heavy sky. I was a bridge across your water, the steady in your shade. I gave you every prayer and every promise I could make. I watched the color find your cheeks, the fire find your eyes, but I didn't see the storm clouds that were forming in disguise. I gave you my healing, and you used it to walk away. You took the strength I gave you just to find a brand new day. I mended every piece of you until you felt like new. Then you used those mended wings to fly to someone who didn't have to see the scars or the person you had been, while I'm left here bleeding out from where I let you in. It's a cruel kind of harvest, a debt I can't reclaim it. I gave you my healing, and now I'm the one who's breaking. Now you're standing tall and vibrant like you never knew the dark, while I'm a hollow vessel, just a faint and dying spark. It's a bitter pill to swallow, seeing you so whole and bright, knowing that my warmth is what got you through the night. You're a masterpiece of survival, painted with my blood and sweat, but you've erased the artist like a face you never met. You don't need the medicine of my voice or of my touch, since I fixed the very things that used to hurt you far too much. Was I just a temporary station on your road wreckage of what you took from me. To find a brand new day, I mended every piece of you until you felt like new. Then you used those mended wings to fly to someone who didn't have to see the scars or the person you had been. While I'm left here bleeding out from where I let you in. It's a cruel kind of harvest, the dead I can't reclaim it. I gave you my healing, I suppose I should be happy that you're finally alright, that you're dancing in the sunshine and you're sleeping through the night. But I'm standing in the shadows, cold and pale and thin, wondering where the part of me you took has always been. You're whole now, you're strong now, and I'm the one who's gone. I gave you my healing. I'm still sitting in the driveway of the house we didn't buy, watching taillights turn to ghosts against a bruised and heavy sky. You said forever has a limit, you reached it way too fast, but I'm still standing in the ruins of a love meant to last. I've got a closet full of echoes and a hollow in my chest, while you're busy finding peace in someone else's rest. They say the story's over, put the book back on the shelf, but I'm still rewriting chapters by my lonely, broken self. How do I unlearn the way you take your coffee in the dark? How do I stop the fire when I'm still the only spark? I loved you past the exit, past the sorry and the done. I loved you through the shadows when we ran out of the sun. You crossed the finish line and left the wreckage in the view, but I stayed in the burning just to be close to you. It's a quiet kind of torture, a slow and steady breaking, to realize I'm the only one whose heart is still aching. I followed every promise till the road turned into sand. I loved you past the ending, and I don't know where to land. Your side of the bed is colder than a winter without end. I'm still talking to your shadow, pretending we're still friends. I see you in the grocery aisles and the songs up on the radio. You've already let go of the things I can't let go. It's funny how you're breathing while I'm gasping for some air. How can you be so gone when I'm still standing right here? Goodbye was a border, I'm a ghost across the line, searching for a version of us where you're still mine. I'm a clock that stopped ticking on my house without a light. I'm still waiting for a comeback in the middle of the night. loved you, but I stayed in the burning just to be close to you. It's a quiet kind of torture, a slow and steady breaking, to realize I'm the only one whose heart is still aching. I followed every promise till the road turned into sand. I loved you past the ending, and I don't know where to land. The credits are rolling, the screen's gone black, but I'm still in the theater, wishing you'd come back. Yeah, I loved you past the end, past the break and past the bend. I'm still loving you. Where do I begin? I caught my reflection in a window down today, and for a second I didn't recognize the ghost in the gray. The eyes looked the same, but the spark had moved on, like a house that stays standing after the family is gone. I'm eating at the places where we used to share a plate, but I'm a stranger to the waiter, and I'm a stranger to my fate. It's not just your voice or the way you hold my hand, it's the version of myself that only you could understand. I'm looking for a feeling that I can't find on my own, like a melody that's hollow when the harmony has flown. You were the mirror where I liked what I saw. Now the glass is all broken and I'm full of the flaw. I miss the person I was when I was with you, the one who was brave, the one who was true, the one who could laugh without checking the time, the one who felt steady, the one in his prime. Now I'm just a shadow of a man I used to know, losing the parts of me you took when you had to go. It's a double kind of mourning, a lonely point of view. I miss us, but mostly I miss the person I was with you. I used to have colors, I used to have dreams that were loud. I felt 10 feet tall when we walked through a crowd. You had a way of smoothing the edges of my soul. You made the jagged pieces feel like they were whole. Now I'm careful and quiet, I'm guarded and cold. I'm reading a story that's already been told. I try to find that guy who was easy and light, but he vanished the moment you walked out of sight. Maybe he was just a costume I wore for a while, a temporary magic hidden in your smile. Or maybe he was real and you were the key. And now that you're gone, I'm locked out of me. The person I was when I was with you, the one who was brave, the one who was true, the one who could laugh without checking the time, the one who felt steady, the one in his prime. Now I'm just a shadow of a man I used to know, losing the parts of me you took when you had to go. It's a double kind of mourning, a lonely point of view. I miss us, but mostly I miss the person I was with you. I'm trying to bring him back. was whole. I really like that guy. Humming low against the window pane, and the house begins to settle in the rhythm of the rain. That's when the silence starts to breathe. That's when the shadows stir, and the lines of who I am begin to blend with who we were. I haven't seen your shadow in a dozen months or more, but I still brace my spirit for your key inside the door. The floorboards creak a melody, a ghost step on the wood, and I find myself responding just like I always would. They say the mind plays tricks to keep the broken heart alive, a desperate kind of theater just to help the soul survive. But it feels less like a haunting and more like a holy spark, the way your memory finds its way to whisper through the dark. I still hear you in the dark, a frequency of us like a radio that's playing through the static and the rust. You're the murmur in the hallway, you're the sigh inside the wind, the secret conversation where the now and then are pinned. I know that you are gone, I know the bed is cold and white, but there's a frequency of you that's still vibrating deep inside. It's a comfort and a needle, it's a light and it's a scar. I still hear you in the dark, no matter where you are. Sometimes it's just to be careful, or the way you say my name, a soft and sudden warmth that puts the winter chill to shame. I'm caught between two worlds, the one where I am moving on, and the one where your soft laughter tells me that you aren't really gone. I find myself missing, answering a phantom why, looking for your silhouette against the ink black of the sky. Is it a gift of mercy or a prison I have made, to live within a chorus that refuses now to fade? The world is loud and busy when the sun is climbing high, but the truth comes out to find me when the day begins to die, when the static of the living finally starts to fall away. I can hear the thousand things we didn't have the time to say. Vibrating deep inside, it's a comfort and a needle, it's a light and it's a scar. I still hear you in the dark, no matter where you are. So I'll leave the lamp turned off, I'll let the moonlight do its part, and listen to the rhythm of your ghost against my heart. You're still talking, and I'm still listening, in the quiet, in the deep, I still hear you before I go to sleep. The seasons are changing, the colors outside of the glass. I watch the gold turn to gray as the honeymoon passengers pass. They told me that time is a river that carries the soul, but I'm just a stone at the bottom, losing control. I still take my keys out to unlock a door that you closed, wearing the skin of a version of me you exposed. The world is a blur, moving fast, chasing neon and light, while I'm anchored to the exact moment you gave up the fight. My shoes are worn thin from the miles I've paced in this room, waiting for goodbye to lift like a fog or a gloom. But the dust has settled on the places we used to belong, and I'm the only one left who still remembers the song. I'm still standing where you left, like a ghost in the street, with the ghost of your promises wrapped around my feet. You've traveled 1,000 miles toward somebody new, but I'm frozen in the shadow of the last breath of us and you. It's a monument of sadness, this heart made of stone. I'm still standing where you left because I can't find the way home alone. The city has rebuilt the corner where we used to meet. There's a new coat of paint and a rhythm, a different feet. But if I close my eyes, I can still feel the cold of your hand, the way that you look when our castle turned back into sand. They say it's a choice to stay rooted in all of this pain, but how do you move when your heart is a link in a chain? I'm a map with a you are here, marker that won't ever shift, a piece of the wreckage that the tide didn't bother to lift. Is it loyalty or madness to wait for a train that won't come, to stay in the silence until my whole spirit is numb? I've memorized the cracks in the pavement, the shape of the sky, the exact shade of blue in the note that was stuck in your eye. I'm still standing where you left, like a ghost in the street, with the ghost of your promises wrapped around my feet. You've traveled 1,000 miles to somebody new, but I'm frozen in the shadow of the last breath of us and you. It's a monument of sadness, this heart made of stone. I'm still standing where you left because I can't find the way home alone. The sun's coming up, but it doesn't feel like the start. It's just another day of carrying this heavy, still hard. Go on, keep running, find the life that you need. I'll stay right here where the memories bleed, in the same spot, in the same cold. I'm still standing where you left. Close my eyes to escape the ghost of your empty chair, hoping sleep will be a country way when you're standing there. The sun goes down and I surrender to the heavy sheets, hoping for a miracle in the place where the spirit retreats. But the subconscious is a hallway that only leads to God. I'm wandering through memories from the dusk until the dawn, and even when I see a face in the hazy golden light, there's a wall of glass between us in the middle of the night. I thought the subconscious was a place where we'd be free, where the you and I was still you and me. But the colors are all faded and the voices searching for a treasure that I know will not be found. I'm lonely even in my dreams. There is no place to hide. The desert in my bedroom follows me deep down inside. I wake up with my arms out, reaching for a phantom limb, drowning in a vision where I've forgotten how to swim. Even when I'm sleeping, I can feel the space you left. The landscape of my slumber is a valley of the theft. It's a 24-hour cycle of a heart that's split in two. I'm lonely even in my dreams, because they're haunted too by you. In the dream we're at the station, but the train is always late. Or I'm calling out your name behind a locked and rusty gate. I try to touch your shoulder, but my hand just passes through, like a mist upon the water, like the morning's early dew. My brain is trying to fix the things that daylight couldn't save, but it's just building monuments on top of a shallow grave. I find no sanctuary here, no rest behind my eyes. Just the same old bitter truth in a different dark disguise. There's a weight upon my chest that the pillow cannot hold. A story in the shadows that is getting very old. I'm begging for a blackout, for a sleep without a face, so I don't have to see you leaving every corner of this place. To hide. The desert in my bedroom follows me deep down inside. I wake up with my arms out, reaching for a phantom limb, drowning in a vision where I've forgotten how to swim. Even when I'm sleeping, I can feel the space you left. The landscape of my slumber is a valley of the theft. It's a 24-hour cycle of a heart that's split in two. I'm lonely even in my dreams, because they're haunted too by you. Starts it screaming, pulling me back to the grave. But the nightmare doesn't end just because it's finally day. I'm tired of the visions, I'm tired of the chase. I'm tired of seeing your ghost in every sleeping space. Still lonely, still searching. Tears gone cold on the table right where you used to sit. I'm tracing the cracks in the ceramic, trying to make sense of it. I asked for a reason, a map through the dark, or a spark of the white, but you just looked through me like I was a part of the sky. No slamming of doors and no shouting to shake up the room. Just the weight of the air as it turned to a quiet tune. I take it I hate you, or we've grown too far apart. Anything loud enough to jumpstart this stalling heart. Is heavy and the frequency's dead. Now silence is all you gave me, a gift I can't return. The ashes of a fire that you didn't let me watch burn. You retreated to a fortress where my voice can't climb the wall, and left me in the echo of a long and lonely fall. It's the loudest kind of hurting, the scream you cannot hear. Silence is all you gave me, and it's ringing in my ear. I'm reading old texts like the scripture from a different life. Back when your words were a velvet that's now turned to a knife. You used to fill up the spaces with stories and plans for the fall. Now you're a ghost in the hallway who won't even brush against the wall. Is it mercy or malice to leave me without a goodbye? To let the flame flicker out without even asking it why? They say that silence is golden, but they've never felt this late. It's the sound of the never and the already dead. I'm begging for a thunder, a storm to break the peace, but your stillness is a prison that offers no release. Is all you gave me, a gift I can't return. The ashes of a fire that you didn't let me watch it burn. You retreated to a fortress where my voice can't climb the wall, and left me in the echo of a long and lonely fall. It's the loudest kind of hurting, the scream you cannot hear. Silence is all you gave me, and it's ringing in my ear. So I learned to live in the hollow, I learned to love the gray. I'll stop waiting for the words that you're never gonna say. The clock on the wall is the only thing left with a beat, while I'm shivering here in the cold of your quiet retreat. Silence, just silence. That's all you had left for me. I'm still setting 2 plates out of habit or a hope, still reaching for your hand at the end of every row. The calendar is moving, but the air is standing still, like a clock that's lost its rhythm, like a heart that's lost its will. I'm carrying the memories that you threw in the trash. I'm the only one still standing in the garden of the ash. It was a heavy load for 2, a mountain we had to climb, but now I'm scaling every peak alone and out of time. They say that love is selfless, that it's light and it is free, but it's the gravity that's pulling every ounce of life from me. How do I balance out the scales when you stepped off the side and left me with the wreckage of a dream that's gone? And built for four strong hands. Now I'm sinking in the middle of these shifting, lonely sands. It's the sound of one heart beating in a house meant for a pair. It's the pressure of the silence in the suffocating air. You walked away so light, leaving everything you own, but you left me with the weight of love and alone. There's a ghost in the passenger seat when I'm driving through the rain. I'm whispering your secrets just to numb the local pain. I'm the keeper of the remember whens and the guardian of the wire. I'm the only one left standing underneath our piece of sky. You've shaken off the history like dust upon your coat, while I'm the only sailor left upon a sinking boat. It's a different kind of tired. It's a deep and hollow ache to be the only one who didn't let the promise break. My shoulders are bruised from the us that isn't there, from the ghost of your laughter and the scent of your hair. I'm a monument of devotion that's beginning to lean, 'cause I'm loving for two in the space in between. Shattered on the kitchen floor. No cinematic shouting as you headed for the door. The neighbors didn't hear a thing, the night was deathly still. We didn't hit a mountain, we just drifted down the hill. The erosion was so subtle, like a canyon carved by rain. A million tiny moments of a microscopic pain. We were sitting on the sofa, just a foot of space between, but it felt like an ocean that could never be deep. We didn't go out in a blaze of fire or a flash of blinding light. We just let the candles flicker till they couldn't fight the night. No final ultimatum, no, I hate the way you stay. Just the sound of two hearts turning slowly the other way. We fell apart quietly, like snow against the glass, watching all the forevers turn to this too shall pass. No thunder in the that breaks your bones to realize we're together, but we're standing here alone. We didn't break with a bang, we just withered on the vine. We fell apart quietly, and I'm still looking for the line. I noticed it in the way you started leaving out my name, how the us became a you and I, a different kind of game. The laughter lost its resonance, the jokes all lost their height. We were ghosts writing a story that we both forgot to write. We went through all the motions, the I love yous at the door, but they sounded like a script from a movie we've seen before. It's a tragedy in whispers, a slow motion car crash where the engine simply stopped before the metal had to smash. Give me a storm, give me a scream, give me a reason to fight. Anything is better than this hollow, painless weight. The absence of the friction is the thing that hurts the most. How can you lose a living love and end up with a watching all the forevers turn to this to a shout past. No thunder in the distance, no warning in the sky, just a soft receding tide and a dry-eyed goodbye. It's the heaviest of silences, the kind that breaks your bones to realize we're together, but we're standing here alone. We didn't break with a bang, we just withered on the vine. Fell apart quietly, and I'm still looking for the line. I'm listening to the clock tick, it's the loudest thing in here. Now that the music of our life has started to disappear, no fireworks, no tragedy, just a slow, soft fade. We fell apart quietly. A summer sun that never set, a fire through the rage. We were burning bright and reckless, two stars against the dark. But something shifted in the wind and swallowed every spark. It wasn't like a winter storm that announced us with a roar. It was a slow and steady frost that crept beneath the door. Now I'm shivering in the places where I used to feel the glow, watching all our forever seeds get buried in the snow. I'm blowing on the embers until my lungs are turning blue, trying to find a flicker of the man I was with you. But the air is thin and biting, and the sky is turning lead. I'm sleeping in a garden where the roses all are dead. When love turned cold inside me, it was a quiet kind of glass, shaping into icebergs as the lonely seasons pass. The warmth has left the hallway, the light has left your eyes, and I'm just a hollow valley where the bitter spirit lies. It's a different kind of Since the day that love turned cold inside of me. I touch my chest and marvel at the rhythm still in place. It's a stranger's drum that's beating in this isolated space. We used to melt the shadows just by standing in the room. Now we're statues in a gallery, carved in gray and gloom. I see you across the table and I reach out for your hand, but I'm touching marble surface in a barren wasteland. There's no anger, there's no shouting, just a lack of any heat. As the ice begins to harden on the rhythm of our beat. Is there a sun that can reach this far down? Or am I destined for the white and the crown of a king of the tundra, a ghost of the flame? I'm forgetting the feeling, I'm just whispering your name. When love turned cold inside me, it was a quiet kind of glass, shaping into icebergs as the lonely seasons pass. The warmth has left the hallway, the light has left your eyes, and I'm just a hollow valley where the bitter spirit lies. It's a different kind of breaking when you don't even feel the snap. Just a slow white numbness falling like a heavy winter trap. I'm a frozen sea of memories, a heart that's lost the key. Since the day that love turned cold inside of me. So I'll wrap myself in silence, I'll learn to love the chill. I'll stay within this winter till my pounding heart is still. The fire's out, the coals are gray, everything we were has drifted away. Just I